Welcome to the Lose Your Big Ass Stomach podcast. I'm your host, Jay Jackson, and my mission here is to help you get rid of that big ass stomach and take back control of your health so that you can look and feel your best by being the best version of yourself, mentally and physically, while destroying the mediocre agenda society is trying to brainwash you into, and breaking our families' generational curses of being unhealthy by being a healthy and fit role model. It's time to set a new standard. It's time to set a new standard of living. If you find the podcast helpful, be sure to hit that follow button because that helps us build a movement. Let's go. Guys, I've noticed, as we near the summertime, we got a couple of more months, right? About 4-5 months before we hit the summertime. One of the biggest challenges I see a lot of people have inside the DMs when I'm talking to some of y'all is you're losing weight or you lose the belly fat, then you gain it all back. And man, I know that's frustrating. I know it could be embarrassing as well and very discouraging. And so I want to shed some light on what things you need to focus on and do. That way, when you lose the weight, when you lose the belly fat, you can keep the results. And you don't have to be on this, roller coaster of losing weight and gaining it back. I've seen people tell me they didn't drop 30 pounds and then gained all 30 back. Man, who in the hell want to go through that? That's exhausting, man. And so here's the game, all right? Here's the gems. Because I've also had coaching clients who have joined my coaching program, used to deal with the same things, and I've been able to teach them the things I'm getting ready to share with you now, and they've been able to drop 30, 50, 100 plus pounds and keep the results, all right? Let's get it in. So the first thing is this. You got to stop jumping from plan to plan. If you're jumping from the keto diet to the fasting diet, from the fasting diet to the detox diet, from the detox diet to the no meat diet, man, listen, that shit ain't sustainable, all right? Most people cannot sustain the keto diet, even though it was some hype to it at one point. A lot of people were losing weight, but I've seen a lot of people gain weight back. I remember this one conversation I had with these two young ladies, and they were like, yeah, we went on a vacation. No, it was one lady I spoke to, and she was telling me about her and her cousin. And she said they lost weight during the keto diet to go on this little vacation. And then when they got back from the vacation, they gained all the weight back plus some. I was like, damn, that's what a lot of people end up doing. They only lose the weight for a certain trip, birthday, holiday, or whatever it is, right? And my whole point is this. Can the keto diet work? Can it help people lose weight? Yes. Can the fasting diet work? Can it help them lose weight? Yes. Can the carnivore diet work? Can it help them lose weight? Yes. But guess what? If your ass can't sustain a diet, what's going to happen when you stop doing the diet? You're going to lose your results. That means that big old ass stomach going to come back. Yeah. You're going to be stepping on the scale and you're going to be frowning when you look down because you'll be like, damn, man, the weight coming back, man. Why is it coming back? It must not be meant for me to lose this stomach. It must not be meant for me to lose this weight. No, that's not what it is. It's because you don't have a sustainable plan that you're following, okay? So that's the first thing you got to think about in terms of being able to lose belly fat and being able to just keep the results. Lose weight, keep the results. Is what you're doing sustainable? Because if it's not, if you know you can't sustain doing a 3-day fast every week, if you know you can't sustain doing a detox diet, that's a 21-day detox plan, you can't sustain doing that for the rest of your life, don't do it. Because if you're doing it and then you stop, when you stop getting those results. Okay? So you got to have something that's sustainable. All right? Even Ozempic. People do these Ozempic diets or the Ozempic plan, right? People be spending all this money to get Ozempic. And what happens is, and these weight loss surgeries, they lose weight, and then slowly but surely they start gaining the weight back. You're like, damn, how in the hell didn't they just lose about 30, 50 pounds? How they gain all that weight back? Because it wasn't sustainable. They got to keep on getting Ozempic if they don't have the right habits and routines that allow them to keep that weight off. That's what happens, guys. So whatever you do, if you can't think to yourself, man, can I see myself doing it for the rest of my life? If not, then no. Once you stop doing it, you're gonna lose the results that whatever you're doing whatever results that allowed you to get. All right, so very, very important. Have something sustainable. Second thing, This kind of ties into the first thing, which is habits, routines. Okay, I want you to think about something. Have you ever just been around somebody? I seen somebody like this the other day. People be stopping me at like the gym and stuff like that nowadays because my following been growing on Instagram, and so they be like, "Hey man, you said something about lose your big ass stomach." I was like, "Damn, I was doing that too," and I'd be like, I'm listening to them, and I can't help but look at people's teeth sometimes. I'm just kind of like looking at the teeth. I'm not intentionally trying to look at their teeth, but sometimes I be seeing folks with some bad looking teeth. And I'm not talking about like crooked and things like that. I'm talking about crud. Like your ass ain't flossing. Like you ain't flossed or brushed your teeth in a couple of weeks. That is bad, right? And so how did the person get to that point of having crud and all this plaque and just teeth looking super extremely yellow? How'd that happen? Their habits. They have a habit of not brushing their damn teeth. They have a routine of not brushing their teeth, cleaning their teeth, flossing their teeth. Guys, what would happen if that person started to have the habit of brushing their teeth and flossing their teeth? They would have cleaner teeth. Yeah, they would have cleaner teeth. Yes. If you didn't know, that's what would happen. Okay? And so if you know that you're 30, 50, 100 pounds overweight, you got a stomach that's quite large, a little bigger than usual, and maybe you have the big ass stomach or the fupa, the love handles. Maybe you have those things. How do you think you got there? It's the habits. Yeah. I was going somewhere with that when I said it. It's the habits. You might have a habit of snacking all goddamn day. Snacking on chips, trail mix, drinking Simply Lemonade. Oh, it tastes so good. Drinking sweet tea. Oh, it tastes so sweet. I gotta have me a Simply Lemonade or sweet tea. I gotta have me some soda. I can't go without it. Well, guess what? Them habits that you can't go without is what led you to having that big old ass stomach. It's what led you to having type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. Man, I've been seeing people have strokes from high blood pressure, guys, because of their habits up to this point. But guess what? You have the power to change those habits. You an adult. You're not no goddamn 15, 16-year-old. You are in complete control of how you spend your money and your time. And so you can make different choices and decisions, have different routines and habits. You can have a habit of drinking sparkling water. That's something that I've been getting into nowadays. I guess I'm a little bougie. I've entered my bougie phase. Because instead of drinking sodas, instead of drinking, because I love me a Sprite or a Coke. I love drink that. But guess what? If I'm drinking that all the time, I'm not going to feel good. It's one thing you might be able to still be lean. You can get away with certain things when you working out and you eating fairly clean. But guess what? Yeah, it's gonna feel bad. You gonna have poor health if I'm drinking sodas and sweet teas and lemonade and eating all this sugar all the time. Guys, I'm right there with you. I would love to be able to eat Reese's Cups and Cinnamon Toast Crunch every day and go to Waffle House every day I would love to do that. But guess what? I don't do it. Because if that's a habit of mine, there's consequences to those habits. AKA, I'm gonna have health issues, brain fog, erectile dysfunction, sleep apnea, type 2 diabetes. These things come from the habits, guys. This shit don't just happen. No, it comes from your habit, your lifestyle. Okay, and so think about this. If you want your life to change, if you want the results that you have to change, you have to change something about what you do daily. You have to change something about your habits and your routines on a daily and weekly basis, or else you go keep them results. And most times they get worse, guys. I talk to a lot of you. I've been doing this a long time now. And when you've been doing it as long as I have, you tend to build relationships with the people who follow you. And I've had people who, inquired about coaching with me. Yeah, coach, I'm ready to do it. No show. They hang up the phone on me. I reach out to, hey man, how you been doing, man? I see you showing love on my content. Man, not so good, man. I just came from the doctor, man. I'm on this medication. I'm type 2 diabetic. It gets worse. I've had guys tell me they didn't have a stroke. Goddamn hand, and they can't even use their hand like they want to no more. I had one guy tell me his dad lost both his feet because he has type 2 diabetes. There's a guy, Rest in peace. I think his name is Herb. His name was Irv Gotti. Irv Gotti. And I seen a clip on social media. It's been floating around, and he was expressing how that type 2 diabetes had been impacting his life and how his family wanted him to change. And he was like, I gotta live my life, man. I'm gonna live, man. I'm gonna live. And I think about a week ago, he's gone. Type 2 diabetes took his life. He ended up having a stroke. And he had been having strokes up to that point. He had been having strokes. And so, but he wasn't willing to change his habits. He wasn't willing to change his routines. And he could have overcome those things had he changed his habits and routines, guys. Because type 2 diabetes, completely lifestyle related. Lifestyle related. It's saying, self, I don't need to be drinking this sweet tea. I don't need to be drinking this lemonade. I don't need to be drinking all this soda, because I got people that love and care about me. And I'm going to go ahead and drink the water right here. I'm going to go ahead and drink this sparkling water right here. All right? Those are the different lifestyle changes you have to make. All right? Did I say it's going to be easy? No. It's very simple. But it's easy? No, because you have to, it's painful to break habits that you're comfortable with already. It's painful. If I had to change the habit of doing podcasts live at late morning, early afternoon, to doing them at night at 10 p.m., that would be painful for me. I'm changing my habits. That's something completely different. I'm doing it at nighttime versus early in the day. It's going to be painful. Okay? So if you're doing anything right now and you're like, man, I got to stop eating my chips, man. My chips, I love my chips. I love eating me some gummy bears. I love drinking me some sweet tea. It's going to be uncomfortable changing them habits. It's going to be a little pain associated with it. Anything that's worth having is going to come with a little bit of pain, of discomfort, to be able to accomplish whatever you want to accomplish. All right, guys? And so that's the second thing. Habits and routine. Last thing is this. This is a big one. This the one right here. This the one right here. I should have told y'all early on. I should have cliffhanged y'all last and be like, hey, man, you're going to want to stick around for number 3 because it's just that good. You have to decide to raise your standards of living to improve your quality of life. You have to decide to raise your standard of living to improve your quality of life. All right, guys? What do I mean by that? So some of us, we're living a life right now where we're not really happy. We're tolerating the life that we have right now, but we're not really happy. And that means the quality of our life is not where we would like it to be. And we just kind of sweep it up underneath the rug. It could be your love life. You might be tolerating it. It could be your health. You might just be tolerating it, but you know you're tired all the time. You got brain fog, you're feeling sick, you're worrying, you're stressing. It could be your finances. You're tolerating it. You know you need to go ahead and lose the weight and so you could, climb the ranks in your career or have more energy to be able to do the things you want to do. Maybe launch that business that you've been thinking about doing, right? But you're tolerating, you're settling. And so at one point in my life when I was doing in-person training, my quality of life was very terrible. Even though I love training people, I was staying out in the hood off Bankhead. If you know, you know. And I was driving about 45 minutes to an hour from my place at that time to Buckhead, Atlanta, to train at a gym. And I'm sitting in traffic super long for a long time, getting to where I'm going to the gym. Then I got to train my clients for a couple of hours, and then I would sleep in my car and wait till the next client would come because, I didn't have enough of a time window to be able to go home and then come back. So I'm like, geez, man, I'm all over the place, man. I'm driving out, I'm sitting in traffic, I'm training clients, I'm tired, I'm eating McDonald's and shit because I'm broke. And I'm like, man, what is happening to my life right now? Like, I feel like I can't do this for another 5-10 years. Like, I'm going to die. That's why I feel like I was going to kill myself because I'm like, man, I feel like my heart about to explode. I've got so much stress and pressure on myself. And so my quality of life was really bad. And I really hated the sleeping in my car part because I'm like, man, I got to sleep in my car to wait on my next client because I didn't want to go all the way back home. Like, man, I can't even sleep in my own bed. Damn. And so I just didn't like that quality of life. And I know trainers that tolerate that quality of life for decades. That's what some trainers do. Me, I was like, hell no. I can't imagine having a family, having to do that. I don't want to do that. And to each his own, right? And so I made a decision to raise my standard of living. I said to myself, I'm going to train a certain amount of clients. I'm going to raise my rates, but I'm going to offer more value to my clients. And so that way I can move closer to the gym and I can give an even better version, more energized version, an enthusiastic version of me to my clients. Now everybody's more happy. And here I am. I stay out here in Buckhead now. And when I was still doing in-person training and I had, moved out here to Buckhead, going to the gym, it took me 3 to 5 minutes to get to the gym. I'm full of energy training clients at that point. You see what I'm saying? Because I decided to raise my standard of living. Because, hey, I got to live this life. I want to have energy. I want to enjoy life. I want to feel good about what I'm doing and where I'm headed in life. You know what I'm saying? But if I'm tired all the time, I'm feeling burned out, I'm in a rut, my back hurting because I'm sitting down for 2-3 hours out the day because I'm in the car 2-3 hours out the day, that ain't going to help nobody. A lot of people find themselves wanting to help and give to the people that they love and care about, but your cup empty. That's what was happening to me. I realized my cup was empty, and I'm trying to help people fill their cup up by getting healthy and fit. How the hell can I do that? And my quality of life is terrible. And so you have to decide. I made a decision that I was no longer willing to live in that way because it was not only taking value away from me, but it was taking value away from my clients, the people I loved and cared about, because I was exhausted, for the lack of better words. I was exhausted. And so I want you to think about that in your situation. Is where you are right now, the standards that you've been living with and tolerating, is it holding you back? Is it causing you not to be able to be that version of yourself that you know you could be for the people, for your kids, for your wife, for your husband, for your loved ones, for if you got a business, for your staff? You know what I'm saying? The more reasons you have to do well, the more likely you are to do well, and not being selfish. Like that's how I am. I'm not a selfish-minded person. When I'm taking care of myself and I have more energy and I look better, I feel better, I'm able to do more for everybody. I'm able to give a better version of myself to the world. You see what I'm saying? And so it's not you being selfish if you're taking care of yourself. It's actually you being selfless because you're doing it for the better good for everyone else. You see what I'm saying? And so that's the last thing. You have to be willing to raise your standards. You have to make that decision to decide you are no longer willing to live the way you're living right now. And until you make that decision, your habits and your routines won't change. And some people, they won't even start that sustainable nutrition or workout plan because they haven't decided in their mind yet that things have to change. That has to be number one. You just got to be fed up. Like I reached a point where I was just fed up and disgusted with my living situation then. And I was like, man, this is it. I'm not living like this no more. Now I'm changed. Things got to change today. I'm not doing next week. I'm not doing next month. I'm not doing 2-3 days from now. No, today. What steps can I take today to start making some changes? When you decide, your life starts to change. The universe starts to bend to the way that you want it, to your standards, basically. All right? But until you make that decision and you decide, you'll keep going through those pains and insecurities and worrying and stressing and keep reliving it every year. Like, who the hell want to keep going through that? Will you lose weight and gain it back every other year? That is stressful. That is exhausting. Some of y'all don't realize, like, carrying an extra 30, 50, 100 pounds weight, 100 pounds, that is a significant amount of weight. Like, the reason I talk on this topic so much is because some of y'all have normalized being that weight. And it's not normal. Like they have doctors and studies and research. They termed these things obesity, abdominal obesity. They've had to term these things, but people are normalizing these things. This shit is not normal. You wonder why you're stressed, you're tired, you're overwhelmed, you have anxiety, you're having mental health issues. Your body is trying to tell you something. that 25, 30, 50, 100 pounds is weighing on you, dog. Yes, it's weighing on you in more ways than one. But all you got to do is decide. Decide to make a change. Buy that book. Hire that business coach. Hire that fitness trainer. Hire that nutrition coach. Decide. Because if you decide not to do anything, shit just gonna keep getting worse. You keep putting it off, it's gonna keep getting worse. Just decide and go. Don't worry about being embarrassed. Don't worry about what nobody else thinks. Ain't nobody going to sleep in your bed but you. Ain't nobody taking care of your household but you. Do what you gotta do to make sure your standard of living gives you the quality of life that you want to have. By the side. All right? Anyway, this is how you lose the weight and keep it off. This is how you lose the belly fat and keep it off for good. All right? Hopefully y'all found this podcast helpful. If you did, be sure to hit the follow button. Leave your boy a 5-star rating so we continue to grow this movement. And we out of here. Let's go. Yo, appreciate you for tapping in and listening to the podcast episode today. Hopefully you found it valuable. And if you did and you want to learn more about how I can help you lose the big ass stomach, transform your body, and get your health on point, DM me real results over on Instagram at JJacksonOfficial for more information. And I'll reach back out to you to do what I can to help you hit those health and fitness goals. Let's get it.